So hello everyone. As I have mentioned in my previous video, for starters in blended learning, we can use rotation model. And in rotation model, we kind of rotate and switch between traditional and blended learning. It is not yet too structured, and teachers can freely explore the virtual world to find the right blend of materials to give to the students. In this session, we will discuss some examples of rotation model. We have the flipped classroom, the lab rotation, and the station rotation. So the question that we will have to answer in this session is, do you have the right blend? First up, we have the flipped classroom. It can also be said this type or model is a school at home. This is a blended learning wherein the traditional ideas and classroom activities like homework are reversed or flipped. In this model, teachers give students homework on a new material. Then, they use class time to discuss or deepen their applications of concepts. Unlike in a traditional learning that the teacher would instruct, students take notes, students follow guided instruction, teacher gives assessment, and then students do homework, in flipped classroom, it advocates a more individualized experience. As what students do in their houses or their homes, they try to watch video, podcasts, book, or website that was created by their teachers. But true flipped learning, though, does not necessarily happen by flipping homework. Flipped learning can only happen when classroom time is used in hands-on, differentiated, and personalized learning experiences. In today's educational world, studies have revealed that differentiated instruction and blended learning are the most effective learning approaches because it really caters to the needs of the 21st century learners. The backside is, these approaches require more time and resources than many other approaches. In this illustration, you can see another way of comparing the traditional classroom and the flipped classroom. At its best, the flipped classroom offers students the chance to better control and manage their learning. New concepts can be learned in their own way, at their own pace, in a controlled and supportive environment. Flipped learning, when used well, will efficiently promote learning in a natural and differentiated way, as what we can see in our illustration. The second type of rotation model is what we call the lab rotation. It's the switching from online to online instruction. The lab rotation model offers personalized instruction and provides possibilities that will allow you to adopt it depending on your needs. This keeps in mind both the learning needs of students and the resources, abilities of the school. The idea behind is basically class to lab setup, and that learners participate in offline activities inside the classroom through direct instruction by our teachers and move to online activities in the computer lab to do online assessments in the form of interactive platforms. Primary requirement, of course, to laboratory rotation is a computer lab. Setting up lab rotation model involves students spending one part of their day in a computer lab working through the online curriculum at their own pace. Another part of the day they work in class with the teacher to reinforce what they learned in the laboratory and cover tricky or difficult questions. Teachers can also group students whether they'd be given remediation or enrichment. The last example of rotation model is what we call the station rotation. The station rotation model allows students to move through stages or stations on a fixed schedule, and at least one of the stations is an online learning station. This model is popular in elementary schools since students need not move to another physical classroom. In the station rotation model, students visit various stations or centers during allotted time for a specific subject. Stations are divided as one-on-one or small group work with the teacher or instructor, or we can also say teacher-led instruction, workstations with computers or tablets, or we call that the online instruction station, and the station with manipulatives or projects, or it could be either collaborative activities or individual activities, as what we can see in this other illustration. Unlike in lab rotation model, the movement of students from offline to online materials in the station rotation model happens only inside the same classroom. So we have now discussed the basic models of blended learning, and based from what we learned, each model, the rotation model, the flex model, the a la carte model, and enriched virtual model, requires a variety of resources. And as what I've mentioned before, some of us might be still skeptical about moving into blended learning. Some may have apprehensions or even afraid of what is to be experienced. Some are actually quite confident already with what they have or what they know about blended learning. But I think the right foundation of this learning endeavor is the school's mission, vision, and learning goals. And I think we have to go back to that. It's not the technology that should drive our decision in choosing or starting with blended learning. It would have to go back to how we carefully plan and design our learning objectives, having the end in mind, which is primarily the holistic development of our students. So catch you later with my next video. Peace out, everyone.